know there's a lot of talk about government getting money and not using it, and we have to be so careful that these kinds of careless talk. Now, for the people, Mr. Speaker, I'm about to say something, and I just want to be clear. For the people who are saying it, and gaining influence on persons who don't understand, it is dangerous because, there is a public that believes that somehow we sit here and we are trying to somehow take away money that has come for the relief of the people. Let me say this clearly, Mr. Speaker. It would be morally reprehensible for anyone to be using any government resources in any way that has been given or borrowed for relief or any other action to mitigate the damage of this hurricane for any personal or private gain. And if there is any such thing happening, I don't have to wait for any other entity to ferret it out or find it. I will find it myself. Let it be on the record, Mr. Speaker, that this is not the first disaster that this government has had to address. There was never a question about the administration of resources for Hurricane Beryl. No donor said, what I gave, I don't know how it was accounted for. Let it be clear that for the entire administration of the pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, where the government of Jamaica executed the largest social protection program in the history of Jamaica, there wasn't even one question of misappropriation of funds. So I want to be clear, Mr. Speaker, that those persons who wish to tarnish myself, tarnish the government, you're tarnishing Jamaica with a lie. I am not worried so much, Mr. Speaker, because wherever I travel and I meet with the international community, you know what they say? They say, you have done an amazing job. And I'm not joking, Mr. Speaker. I don't have to say it about myself. The international officers who come here representing the international agencies, they go, and I don't ask them to, they go and say publicly, direct contradiction of the nonsense that some people are saying. So I know that it hasn't done any damage at that level because they know, they see, they understand, they know the systems in place, and they know what would have happened in other countries, and they have confidence in the government. But some of them who are saying these things are people who know better, and they mislead the people. So let me be clear in this parliament that this government will manage this disaster without any form of corruption, misdirection, maladministration, malfeasance, misfeasance. We are going to manage this disaster with the highest level of probity and integrity and accountability. And it is necessary to do this, Mr. Speaker, because the scale of what we need in support from the international community can only be gotten if the international community feels that we have the institutional framework to ensure that whatever resources are made available are properly used. So one can only say that those people who are spreading those rumors are determined to bring down Jamaica. They do not support Jamaica. So as I stand here, Mr. Speaker, my statement is also a warning to us. Let's be clear. It is a warning to the government, but it is my duty also to dismiss and dispel falsehood.
Jamaica has received a lot of money. Learn something new today. How much money has Jamaica received since the flood and from whom? Jamaica has secured a comprehensive financial package amounting to up to $6.7 billion over 3 years from various international financial institutions to support its recovery and reconstruction following Hurricane Melissa. Here's a breakdown of the funding and resources involved. Total package, $6.7 billion. From the Development Bank of Latin America and the Caribbean up to $1 billion, from the Caribbean Development Bank up to $200 million, from the Inter-American Development Bank up to $1 billion, from the International Monetary Fund up to $415 million, from the World Bank Group up to $1 billion. Private sector investments estimated $2.4 billion. The involvement of the private sector in Jamaica's recovery and reconstruction efforts following Hurricane Melissa is significant and multifaceted. The private sector's financial contributions are estimated to be around $2.4 billion, which is a critical component of the total $6.7 billion package. While the private sector's involvement is advantageous, it also raises some concerns. Risk of inequality. Relying heavily on private sector investments can lead to disparities, where affluent areas receive more attention than underserved communities. Profit motives. Certain private investments may prioritize profit over community needs, potentially leading to conflicts of interest. The active engagement of the private sector in disaster reconstruction signifies a commitment to resilience and recovery in Jamaica. However, balancing profit motives with the broader interests of the community will be essential for sustainable growth and equity throughout the recovery process. In addition to the packages mentioned, Jamaica accessed $662 million through its disaster risk financing framework. Government's contingency fund $37 million Caribbean Catastrophe Risk Insurance Facility, $91 million World Bank Catastrophe Bond $150 million IDB Contingent Credit Facility, $300 million World Bank Catastrophe Deferred Drawdown Option $42 million. The total estimated damages from Hurricane Melissa stand at $8.8 billion. Estimated funds are not far off the damages estimate. However, take heed of the Bank of Jamaica's warning. The governor of the Bank of Jamaica has issued a warning about a potential increase in the cost of living. This warning suggests that residents should prepare for a prolonged period of inflation. Implications for residents: expect higher prices for goods and services. Households may need to adjust their budgets to accommodate increased costs. The inflation spike could affect overall economic stability and consumer spending. The recovery plan funds will focus on critical infrastructure, with various financial instruments aimed at reinforcing disaster resilience and preparedness in Jamaica. The aim is to not just restore what was lost but to create more resilient, Agenda 2030, sustainable urban environments. Here's an overview of the current approaches and plans for sustainable city development in Jamaica. Sustainable City Plans for Jamaica 1. Integrated urban planning: emphasis on holistic urban development that combines environmental, economic, and social goals. Integration of green spaces, efficient public transport, and mixed-use developments to promote vibrant communities. Point 2. Resilient infrastructure plans. To build climate-resilient infrastructure aimed to withstand extreme weather events. This includes using sustainable materials and adopting designs that reduce vulnerability to climate-related hazards. Point 3. Renewable energy initiatives: promotion of renewable energy, investment in solar, wind, and other renewable energy sources to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and lower carbon emissions. Plans to incorporate energy-efficient technologies in buildings, such as solar panels and smart energy systems. Point 4. Smart city concepts: adoption of smart technology to optimize urban services, improve public safety, and reduce waste. This could involve enhanced traffic management systems and better resource allocation. Point 5. Community involvement: encouraging community participation in the planning process to ensure that the needs and aspirations of local residents are prioritized. Initiatives to engage citizens in sustainability education and local projects to foster a culture of environmental stewardship. Jamaica aims to go beyond rebuilding like for like by integrating sustainable practices into its urban planning and development. They inline with the World Economic Forum plans to change the world. Thanks for reading. Post Fiat Lux, Excitata Lux.
Social housing program has done very well. We're over 310 houses under the social housing program. We have about another 80 or so in construction or in other phases of procurement. Yes. So all of the houses stood up very well. I believe there are 2 houses which were flooded, but those were really flooded, high up the water all the way up to the roof of the house. Wow. Yes. But they're still standing, still strong. Yeah. So it's a really good program that's done well. Yeah. However, we're going to recraft the new social housing program. All the houses that we have approved to be built, we will build them. But going forward, we will have to recraft how the program works. Yeah. Because right around you, look at your neighbor. Yeah. And just on this road, almost all the houses are damaged. Yeah. So we're going to restructure the program to look at doing rapidly deployed building solutions. New social housing program has developed a great capacity for assessing the beneficiary needs, and for managing the construction of houses. We have primarily focused on traditional building systems, block and steel. We have used some amount of system build, meaning we've used like poured concrete in forms. I think we may have to move towards more prefabricated and pre-construction kind of solution. So precast solutions we might have to, and containerized modular solutions. These are things that we would have to look at. There is a concern which I do share about modular containerized solutions. Yeah. There are concerns about airflow and ventilation, heat, the heat factor, the size factor. Yeah. and there are concerns as well about, you know, the proliferation of them right across the country may not be a good look. So these are things that we have to consider when we are thinking about the housing solutions. So we have to integrate technology to make it move faster, and we will have to adapt technology to our own circumstances here, so that it fits our people, fits our landscape, and so that you can live comfortably.
Lockdown hit, the panic grew. Corporations knew just what to do. They didn't innovate, they secured the flow. Predictable cash was the way to go. Free trials trap you, renewals hide. Cancel buttons buried deep inside. They studied your fear, your pain, your pride, and built a prison from the things you buy.
We rent the dream, they sell illusion. Digital chains and a cash infusion. From code to car, it's all confusion.